It's a long question, so let me try and break it into parts, but thank you for this opportunity. Couple of things. Number one, you spoke about technology and its role in the changing world. Fortunately, Ericsson, with technology at our center of our existence, has been on the journey of driving technical transformation and evolution. So we've invested heavily in technology to deliver a world-class employee experience. And that has been something which we've tried to co-create with our employees, not something we did in the side because we got something which is off the shelf, but technology had to create real-time value for employees and how they experience the association with us, right? And the whole intent was that whatever could have been done by the system or tools should be done in an automated manner, while all of us who are people in HR spend a lot of time creating value of our relationships with our employees. And to me, that investment has really paid off well in the current times, because at this point, more than ever before, employees need a huge amount of, like, Paul said and you said, compassion, empathy, communication, and that's going to be the real backbone of how we come over this current hump. I wouldn't even call this a disruption because it's a seamless transition we are aiming for towards the new normal. And the other thing I would say which really helped us well was a constant investment in a growth mindset. So we've always encouraged leaders to look at every single situation, because the industry we are in, Anjali, we've seen a 2G to a 5G in a series of 10 years, right? So the technology disrupts us constantly. And hence our leaders have been embracing the mindset which clearly says it is an opportunity. And we've seen this pandemic with its own limitations as an opportunity to drive or fast track and accelerate digital transformation. Coming back to the second piece of how do we communicate to our employees, some of the key tenets of our culture have been empathy and humanness, right? And very important that we heard from our employees, which one-time feeling from our employees, what were they experiencing? What did they want from us? What they were not comfortable about, so that we got insights about things that they expected from us. And it was evident that our employees were experiencing a much higher degree of stress than ever before. So realization of that with our leaders was extremely important. And we encouraged our leaders to amplify our culture of empathy and humanness many folds. So that they went out, connected to our employees, gave them reassurance, right? That there was a trust that we are in this together. We are not looking at a situation where it's us versus them. Employees has to feel genuinely supported during this journey. At the same time, trust was also about not just speaking up and sharing their concerns, but also how leaders evolved to become a real partner to the employees, right? Where we're also doing active listening and not just speaking up. And the third thing I would say, we were encouraging real-time speak-up communications, and people could give feedback on what was working well, what wasn't working well. But more importantly, I think what was most important was we created an employee assistance program, which was a 24/7 real-time platform for employees to get any kind of well-being support on physical, financial, social, or emotional, right? 24/7, because we recognize the new normal, we need support for different employees in different shapes and sizes. So how do we clearly exponentially increase our face time with our employees? By creating that platform. So Anjali, just to answer your question, empathy and humanness became the backbone of how we connected to our employees, but the clear culture expected on how we deliver was cooperation and collaboration. So we're very clear to our employees, there's not going to be an individual success that we go after. We go with a very collaborative and cooperative ways of working, while we both listen up and speak up as leaders. Perfect, and that's a fantastic question. To me, I think the whole co-creation of the journey we are on happened from the fact that there is a strong partnership approach. There's no longer a need to connect with HR because you have a people-related issue or a focus to drive. It's really about HR integrating itself into the business plan and business direction. So to me, I don't see the CEO coming to me or the business leaders coming to me when they need something. It's about keeping us together from the get-go. And to me, that's the big mindset shift that you see happening all across in the industry. Because people is an integral part of how we design business strategies, how we achieve business results, right? And to me, how do we create a clear balance between maintaining productivity, yet prioritizing employee safety and being empathetic to our employees? So we've constantly have this dialogue between how do we stay agile, yet be efficient, but also deliver, to our customers by exceeding their expectations. The business that we are in always gives us a paradoxical situation, that you want to be the best, but we also want to have the cost at the minimum, right? You want to be empathetic, but you also still deliver productivity to our customers at the highest level possible. How do we embrace an agile mindset and look at outcomes, but also think about their well-being or employees' well-being and their mindset? So Anurag, to answer your question, we've been constantly co-creating the journey forward. We've been very clear about, what insights are we getting from our employees' point of view? What are the real experiences they are going through? What are the expectations from our customers? And from that mindset, how do we invest in our leaders? With Raj being in this panel and so much being spoken about the airline industry, to me, we've got to first get the oxygen mask to our leaders first. They should be taken care of first to have that energy, motivation, and willpower to take care of the balance 85,000 employees we have across the globe, right? So with our presence in 180 countries and with 100,000 employees, it was important that our 10,000 leaders first were equipped and also taken care of. And then the second thing, of course, became important was we continue to not just invest, but accelerate our investment towards our leaders, So the discussion I had with my CEO and my leaders was, how do we accelerate that learning? Whether it was virtual leadership programs, coaching, whether it was a competence shift discussions and agendas, whether it was really about having the right incentive plan, making the right salaries. We were fortunate to be in an industry which was accelerating because we were in telecom. And with the onset of 5G, it creates a bigger opportunity for us, right? So with all that said, we had to be very clear about creating that right collaborative space for our leaders to understand it's one success. It's our collective success versus individual success, Anurag. Anurag, I can take the first one and then I will need to drop off. So I can just talk about when you can't give meritorious people merit increases. And this happens, right? We have to let employees know we don't partner for a short term, right? As long as as an organization and leaders, we are very clear that we're together for the good times and bad times, employees will resonate with that mindset. They'll understand the real gravity of the situation. And the fact is, we aren't cutting corners to make more money in our pockets as a company. The fact is, there's a real crisis out there. And a lot of us who worked in organizations always see that you never have a peaking tree. It's always a peak and a turf. And with those peaks and turfs, employees have to partner for the good and the tough times. So to me, I think it's more about communicating, being honest, transparent upfront, and telling them that our intent is to create a win-win. But if we play for the short term, then we lose much more than what we will lose when we play for, with the current circumstances, and play for the long term, we will win and succeed.